More Silent Hill continues. I can't believe we're still technically in the hospital. It's wild. Can't you find the big knife here? Actually, they technically removed it from the game. You can't use it as a weapon anymore. It is, as I understand it, a very limited part in the game now. So, the first Saw movie was serious. The ones after were basically cashing on the premise, like I was about to like Final Destination. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I actually haven't seen a lot of horror titles. You know, like Silence of the Lambs, Shawshank Redemption. I think is a good horror movie. I don't remember enough about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch some this coming Spooktober. Maybe I'll actually watch some of these movies. Jacob's Ladder. That'd be a good one because, you know, Silent Hill inspired, right? Well, it inspired Silent Hill. I honestly need to watch Scary Movie again. I need to watch the series. I haven't been able to find them. I'm sure they're on Netflix or something. I'm sure they're on some sort of streaming service. But, like, I don't know, man. That was a weird one. The wheelchair scene gets me, though. The wheelchair scene is flawless. Reminds me of a derelict Dead Space engine. Something that works like a knife. I mean, you're not wrong. So, are we back where we were initially? No. No, we're not. Is that poppin'? No, it's just... Holy dust particles, though. Where? It's getting agitated wherever the fuck it is. It's behind there. It's behind the shelves. Yo, it got the designer boots on though. Like a shotgun. Every time I watch those movies, I miss the era of parody and satire movie. I really do. I wonder why and here's the thing, right? So what was I watching the other night? Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. Oh my god, that is a series. Like, and you watch it, and it's simultaneously kind of like highbrow a little bit, right? But it's also like brain rot at the same time. It's not quite like as brain rot as Xavier Renegade Angel, which I actually loved the 2 episodes that I did get to see. But like, when did we stop doing things like that? Like, are people just trying to... Well, so I guess that leads into another conversation entirely, where, like, you have things like Star Wars The Acolyte. You have a bunch of, like Rings of Power. Are they still trying to cash in on that Game of Thrones success? Even though Game of Thrones kind of ruined itself with Season 8, as I understand it. Never watched it. Never watched Game of Thrones. I will at some point. Yes, that is something that I will be watching. But, like, it sounds like Season 8 was bad. So, like, I've been looking at trends, right? Because binging Critical Drinker. And it's like, are they really... Are people, like, studios really still trying to cash in on, like, big, overarching Game of Thrones series? Is that the reason why we run out of episodic stuff? It's possible you could steal the offended nurse pipes. Like a torch, and all you need is a can of hairspray. You got yourself a flamethrower. Exactly. Get that Axe body spray. That because then you get the flame and the chemical warfare. It's perfect. We've all had the we've all absolutely had those locker room experiences where you know somebody just uses the whole can of Axe. You can't breathe. But don't use the lighter. It's just pure gas, right? If I can conserve my shotgun shells, that would actually be ideal. No, we'll take that. However, I might actually play Killing Floor. I've been debating on playing Killing Floor this Spooktober. I might try it. I think I just installed one. Because I actually did own one after the Badger video. I just found that I had one installed. I do have 2 as well. 2 does take up a lot of space, so I would have to move into that. But Killing Floor sounds like it could be a really good time on stream. Axe body spray. I mean, you just get the DoD contract going. It just prints money. That's actually why I've been leaning into, like, so obviously, like playing competitive Pokemon, right? Like, so I'm kind of, like, technically killing, like, 3 birds with 1 stone, proverbially, right? Because playing competitive Pokemon, learning more about competitive Pokemon, and using work to react to content to do that. But it's like, I've been mostly just trying to focus on more positive things because, like, bro, I got a lot going on in my life. Life is depressing. It just in general, like, just trying to swap to more positive stuff, I feel just helps a lot. Like, and there is the unfortunate side effect of sometimes we do cover some really serious topics, or, like, I get really stressed out about a thing, and it's like, yeah, no, I'll eat the L's. I need to eat less L's, but I'll eat the L's. I don't know why I was supposed to go in here. Floor cleaner, a mouthwash, why not? You know what? Fair enough. I didn't even know that. I love random facts. They're great. Oh, there's a pit here. That's why. Bro, I'm so good at this game. So, me playing Silent Hill is the reason why I should never urban explore. Because, like, I'll get to, like, the basement of an area, and I'll just be like, I'll have no idea how to get back out again. Like, I have zero idea how to actually find my way out. Because I am struggling with actually finding my way around. I think it's also really funny to watch things that were designed as one thing, but inevitably, like, eventually just, like, transitioned into another thing. Those are always fascinating to me. Like the steps that led you here. Well, and then there's the obvious safety things as well, right? Like, especially because if you go on private property, like, you do run into issues with, like, you're on private property, especially if you're, you know, armed. It just becomes it becomes an issue of, like, are you in the right, are you in the wrong? But it's just one of those things that it becomes it opens you up to a lot of bullshit. Let's put it that way. Whether you agree or not, like from a, like, this is how this works standpoint, it just opens you up to a bunch of bullshit. Something resting there. Play-Doh was originally for cleaning soot-off wallpaper and rented when homes moved to gas heating. That's actually super interesting. That's also an interesting to think about, and I wonder if there's homes in the UK, right? Homes since, like, the 1600s, right? That still have to deal with that, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Get police to look into the place before you go Urban Explore 2. Homeless people that are highly territorial and make... Yeah. As I understand it, that is a minority in terms of the booby traps. That is a minority of the situations that do happen. But you do run into, like we've reacted to it before. We'll probably do some spooky reactions coming October, right? Coming Spooktober, we'll probably get some of those spooky reactions on again. But it is definitely one of those things where, like, you're going into an unknown area for all intents and purposes. Like, you don't really know what to expect. And it is entirely possible that even if they're not super aggro, right? Grats, you're just walking through some place in the middle of the night where you don't have the home field advantage. And, you know, you wake up someone who is sleeping, right? And this just puts you in a really weird situation. Oh, it's a roach. I see it. It's just all about safety and management, right? I feel that urban exploring, if you're doing it in a group, I think that would be ideal, right? Because at that point, even if you split off into, like, tinier groups, right? Like, at least you have a point of reference, right? Where? But I'm sure that there's a correct way to do it. I'm sure that there's a correct way to, like, seek permission. That way, you know, whoever owns the property... Ow! You fucking dick. Like, I'm sure there's an actual proper way to do it. Did I actually miss that? I actually missed that. Point blank misses the spread weapon. Flawless. I find the topic fascinating, but it's one of those that I don't know. Call me a chicken, I guess. It's one of those things that, like, I don't think I'd actively pursue unless there were safeguards, if that makes sense. We've all been there. We've all had those 3 a.m. trips to the restaurant. Urban Explorer videos where they found an actual body and ran out. Did alert the police to recover it. If I remember correctly, I think I might know the video you're talking about. Wasn't it a school? And they found a body, I think, behind the bleachers? And obviously, for obvious, you know, self-implication reasons, because, you know, hi, why are you here, right? They ended up phoning it into the police anonymously. I think it was in Indiana, potentially. I vaguely remember that being a thing, or at least that being a video I watched. Or someone at least covering a case like that. But then again, it could be a completely different case that I'm thinking about, too. But yeah, like, literally, you run into things like that, and it's like, how do you problem solve that? So, ideally, you just risk manage as best as you can. That's all it comes down to. Oh, that would smell awful opening that. Just in case, like a handgun. But that becomes the problem, is like, well, and that's actually where, like, informing somebody and asking permission, right? Like, hi, I found the owner of this abandoned building, right? I have no idea where I'm going. That's why I'm running in circles. Owner of abandoned building, hi, we would like to urban explore here. They give you permission, right? That way, you know, police just don't show up and ask why 4 people are just armed, right? Like, it helps alleviate that. But then again, and this is actually a big, I'm not going to go into super detail, but that's actually a big reason why I've spiraled the past couple of days. Because as well-reasoned as I can sound, and as well-reasoned as I can sound, and as much as I try to push things like communication, right? I keep just running into, like, issues where talking just doesn't solve problems. Like, things that should be solved via, you know, dialogue and communication. And, you know, like, especially when you can intuit someone thinks something. Like, they say A but mean B, or they think B, right? From body language, posture, etc. Like, it's such a rough one, because you don't really problem solve, right? Like, it's like that ex that tells you that they've changed, and then, like, you know, they've changed, right? Just give them a second chance, but then they showcase they haven't actually changed, right? But they say they have, and it's like, after the 3rd time, right? You're just like, okay. Oh, you dick! You fucking jump scared me. They want war? Not really. It's just, I think part of it comes down to how people perceive and deal with different things. Obviously, depending on the situation and like certain territories, right? Like, if someone doesn't want to talk about something, like we've dealt with military, someone doesn't want to talk about their military experience, I'm not gonna force them. That's just rude, right? Just don't do that, right? Like, yeah, there is an aspect of reading the room in there. But, like, let's say you're trying to work together on a project, right? And, like, hey, we're going to go out to dinner, right? We're going to go pay 50-50, right? And then you go out to dinner, but then they, you know, as soon as they've eaten and as soon as, you know, you're getting ready to pay, suddenly, you know, their body language changes. They're a little more standoffish, maybe a little more quiet and reserved. And it's like, clearly you get the implication that they don't want to pay for their side of the meal, right? And so you're there in a situation where reasonably you've done everything you can, right? Like, reasonably you did everything you were supposed to. You talked about it, you came to a compromise, you came to an agreement. But what happens when you're thrust into that situation? I also posit, and this leads into certain skill and merit conversations I've had, what if you know better, right? And it literally relates to work of, like, I know that I shouldn't react to someone like Terminal Montage because they have a Q&A that says, don't react to my stuff. What happens, you know, when a situation like that comes up, and I say I'm not doing it for this reason, but a VTuber tomorrow just reacts to their video, right? So wherein lies the morality and duty in knowing better? Is it strictly worse if you know better? These are the things that have been plaguing me this week. These are the actual like big boy conversations that become really hard and really boring at the same time to have. And it's like there's not technically a good answer in a lot of situations. I genuinely don't know where I'm going. Is there any way to get to this room? There's got to be a way I'm missing. So I started there. I've been there. Is there any sort of like door on this wall? We're out of fumes can be rational, but are often irrational. Right, and that's actually something I struggle with. So let's say someone says my content sucks, has no value, right? And then they come back 2 weeks later. Even if they were just emotional and said that, my brain is like, but they said the thing. Like, did they not mean the thing? Like, I struggle to grasp that emotional, like, then don't say it, Fivehead, right? But even then, by my own admission, that's pretty disingenuous. And it negates that people can grow, which in itself is really, like, you know, really kind of messed up. That, yeah. There's been a lot of situations I've been talking about this week. Let's put it that way. At the end of the day, you can only do so much. You do the best that you can. You, unironically playing this while, like, talking about this while playing Silent Hill, there is kind of an irony here, specifically because of spoiler. I don't know, just interesting to think about. Plus, this is just my everyday conversation. This is it. This is me. This is my life. This is why when I react to stuff, I like reacting to fun stuff. It's a nice change of pace. I genuinely don't know why I'm down here. So, I see that there's a whole other side here. How? What do you mean? What do you mean? Literally went in the map and that motherfucker just jump scared me. To get to the window? Define box? What box? I'll try to look for a window. Yeah, I'm actually genuinely stuck here. Like, yeah, I've been yapping, but I've also been, like, trying to pay attention and just, like, clear rooms. I genuinely don't know where I'm going right now. Wrong turn to Albuquerque, my dude. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, I zigged when I should have zagged. Those are blocked. Like, there's clearly something on the other side of there, which leads to this hole in the wall. And then we come through here. There's a commentary on how my brain functions, how I can talk through firefights, but I have to, like, hard focus and lock in when I have to... Yep, you know, you're correct. I missed it. It's the white tapestry. So this is actually why Resident Evil uses yellow, I feel, because of people like me. Which gives Resident Evil criticism because bright yellow tape and paint. Like, that right there is why yellow is used, in my opinion, rather than something that blends into the background with white, right? So, that's a ring, so that should be...
James.
Mary! Oh. Maria, I thought...
Wow!
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? I was almost killed back there. I have never been so scared in my whole life. All you care about is that dead wife of yours. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I just...
Then stay with me. Don't leave me alone again. You're supposed to take care of me.
What does she see in Silent Hill? Give me a second, chat.
So what about Laura? You found her?
Yeah, but she ran away.
What? We have to find her.
Yeah, you really seem to care about that girl. Do you know her?
No.
I'd never met her before.
Uh-huh.
I just feel sorry for her. She's all alone and... I don't know, for some reason I feel like it's up to me to protect her.
Interesting.
Come on. Let's
She sees the same things as James? Interesting. Well, we know that what's-her-face, with... Oh, what is it? Bound Daddy? Whatever. I know one of the bosses later. Because different people can see different things, but I guess when they see each other, maybe what they see overlaps. Does he know? Do I know what? I know what the big spoiler is, if that's what you're asking. I know how the game ends. I do. Well, some of the endings. And Digimon story time, Strange coming next. Oh, that sounds awesome. I love that Digimon is still doing stuff. So we're still missing, because I was tagging these videos. I know we still have the labyrinth. We still have that to go through. But, like, I'm trying to figure out how a couple plot points connect. Okay, so we're here. I wonder, okay, because I know what's coming up. I'm trying to figure out if she takes damage or not, because I think a big criticism with OG, too, is that she does take damage. I'm being vague on purpose. We're going to have fun with this. This might take a couple attempts. Because this depends on a couple factors. Like for individuals, often their own personal hell. Sometimes they can overlap or even experience the same nightmare, like 1 and 3. Yeah. 3 honestly fascinates me. Like one also does fascinate me. That one is very much going to be a... I need to figure out if I can even stream that on Twitch. That might be, if I play the US version, that might break Twitch TOS. Because of the first enemy in the game. Being vague on purpose. Because they had to censor it for Japan and Europe. So I don't know if I'd have to play a regional copy of 1, because that actually might break TOS. But then Dead Space 2 would as well, because we have the pack and the exploders. Ugh, it's so much to wade through. Digimon game, you can even run on certain Digimon with them too. Oh, try to say something. Digimon pretty much says, F you, we've been working on it before your team. Bro, so we're looking at the summoning patent. You know, because remember what was also brought up with Power World, Titanfall 2, right? So does summoning a Titan in Titanfall 2 count as a summoning mechanic? Being able to drop your Titan in and let it move autonomously? That feels very much like what the patent is saying, does it not? 1 US with no problems. It might be because it's a game. And because it's with US, it's probably because Twitch US-based, right? I assume they're US-based. I should be fine. I'm most likely overthinking this, then. I just know that there's been some controversy surrounding 1, which actually got a few things edited out. Even then, there's been a few things in 2, Remake, that feel like they were censored.
What the hell is that?
Well,
Rain?
you know. A stroll in the rain. How romantic.
Maria, what are you talking about?
I'm trying to keep things light, James. Just you and me.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, it's interesting because this is actually a really interesting use of the Otherworld in terms of weather phenomenon. I like actually being able to go back. You're kind of like, because you're going inverse to the pool area now. So it's a really interesting way to backtrack. Day 2, so I think you'll be okay. Yeah, because their specific version, well, their specific version, I don't know, it depends, because if they're from the UK, that's different. But like, if they're the Abyss, it just depends. Like, because the version, I don't know, isn't it just a name change? Like, it just recontextualizes what the enemy is? Isn't that how that specifically works? They mustn't know. Okay. Silent Hill was fun content because it's just monsters. I think it was also from an era where Mortal Kombat was very much on people's brains, right? Mortal Kombat led to ESRB, as I understand how the progression goes. I think it was just from a different era. So thus, things like that got bopped a little more. And don't get me wrong, like there's still things like Germany and Japan. I think Japan and the Dead Space remake had a little bit of trouble, right? Like there's still stuff that will get censored. But I feel that it's not. I feel like usually at this point, it usually gets caught earlier on in the process now. Whereas before, yeah, you would have there would be a lot more like emergency or impromptu censorships, right? Family was censored in the UK and called Family Fortune, like TMNT. You mean Hero Turtles? That's some 4Kids right there. That's some 4Kidsisms. I don't know. I give 4Kids a lot of crap, but also Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was a dub done by them, and I feel they did a really good job with a lot of it. They also leaned into the campiness, right? They leaned into a lot of.
What I think it is.
That's a freezer box. Restrict on graphic, right? Yeah. Well, but I mean, it's U.S. also bops things with certain suggestive imagery, right? Like the U.S. is pretty big. I mean, especially from a movie standpoint, as I understand it, U.S. is pretty big on spicy content, while Europe is a little bit more fine with it. But they usually will bop things. Like Left 4 Dead 2's cover art, I hear, is censored in Germany. From Japan, you'll be fine. I even think in Japan, as long as you're doing it correctly, it might be fine. I think it mostly goes from a sales standpoint. I love
Having trouble there?
He's the only one trying to lift it.
You think you could give me a hand?
Me? You're supposed to be the big man around.
Got him!
How's a little girl like me supposed to help?
There's actually a video out there on...
Fine.
What is it? Male loneliness epidemic masculinity in Silent Hill 2. It's a video I was debating on reacting to, but I never did it because I hadn't played Silent Hill 2 yet.
What's this?
Don't reach in it. Come on now.
Not very cute, is it? Here, why don't you take it?
Thanks.
She wipes her. Lead ring. Oh man, he's about to get that lead poisoning.
So, where to now?
Come on. I think I know where those rings belong.
Girl, how did you find that in this? It looks like chicken bones, maggot, and soup. How did you find that there? Better vision than I do. Crash Bandicoot were head with shoes. Changed, got rid of it in Japan because it was too close to actually. Right, yeah. I mean, that's just different territories and how they handle different things, right? That leads into... I think this looped a lot better, actually on topic on game. I think this looped a little better than Base Hospital did, even though I got stuck. I think this does loop around a little better. Oh no. Wait, what about the thing? I forgot about the quiz. Patients will become the diagnosis scheduled for them. Oh my god, I can't read that. The patients will become the diagnosis scheduled for them when they'll make their recovery, as my aim is always... My guy, run on sentence. is always for the entire personnel, especially when their symptoms will become receding with effective treatment. Okay, that was a whole lot of nothing. Views on games like that. But I mean, that's also why ESRB exists, right? Like, this should realistically be M, right? And I'm pretty sure it is M, right? And then you have certain things like Ready or Not that flirted with the AO rating, and that's why they had to censor things. Not that I've been pretty vocal that I disagree with it, but, like, what are you going to do? What can you do at that point, right? Like, that's just... They had to do it. That was just a thing that was a reality for them. I don't know. I actually didn't know. I thought this was a static screen. I didn't know it actually was a reflection. That's actually really cool. Silent Hill 2. But I think it's done from a good faith standpoint because it's meant to deconstruct. From what the title was saying, it sounds like it's deconstructing Silent Hill 2 and doing it in a good faith capacity. Like, that's the difference, right? Like, I'll watch a video that talks about, you know, James Sunderland, if this is what happens, right? I'll talk about a video where, like, James Sunderland is, you know, there's issues with modern pressures, and James Sunderland is the symptom of greater societal expectations on men. Like, yeah, if it's done in a good faith capacity, I'd watch the hell out of that. Like, actually. But that's where you get into, like Critical Drinker, right? Why does he say certain things? Why does he say something like, you know, strong female protagonist does this, right? Like, why does he say certain things? Because is it actually formulaic? Is it done with good intentions? Is the movie actually good? Being able to just ask the question why and answer the question why will do a lot for you. Yeah, I don't like that the sound is doing this. Sucker Punch and how people are boycotting Ghosts of Yote with Devs commenting what happened last Wednesday. I honestly missed it. I've been so just spaced out on news. Right. So when does this actually come up? So what were the 3 questions? Population during, it was the bodies in the water from the disease, right? That was number 1. Number 3 was the 2 children Walter ganked. I don't remember what number 2 was. I'm pretty sure the Woodside apartment, actually. Administration. Neely's Bar note, Saul Street note, Small note, Record Store note, Barrier note, Texan Cafe, Big J, Sanders, Code note, Backroom letter, Toolbox memo. I feel like I'm missing stuff. Because I know Woodside apartment, I got a note. I remember reading about that. Yeah, I got a note that talked about Walter and the 2 kids. I don't actually know the answers now. Your comments about yeah, I'm gonna firmly just stray away from that. Like, you're fine because I asked, but that is definitely one of those that there's a reason I haven't talked about it, and we'll continue to not talk about it. So yeah, we're gonna let that one just drop. Room note, safe note, a diary. Next scribble. Association note. Matchbook. I don't know if it goes that far. I'll take your word for the video. Oh, and that's just... I haven't actually watched the video. I was debating on reacting to it, but I'm like, not quite as positive focus as I want it to be. I might actually ask you guys for the answers. So I know we've come across it. But I'm looking through this and I literally don't have the notes I know I've seen. I don't even know, like, what was the quiz show like? Because I haven't seen anything about it yet. I'm assuming it's going to come into play at some point.
What is that?
That is a box. Quiet in the shadows. Go for it. It's good to see ya. That's the other thing that makes me really weird about Twitch, is that they hate lurkers for some reason. And it's like, yo, someone's still taking the time out of the day just to, like, lurk and, like, actually participate. It's weird to me that, like, Twitch gets really upset with lurkers. I don't understand it.
What's wrong?
Let's just get out of here, okay?
We appreciate it, because I don't actually know. Like, I know I've seen them. I know for a fact we've literally seen them, right? But I don't have it in my memos. I think it's really cool. I think if that's in the original, that might have served as some sort of template for the one truth, right?
I thought you wanted to get out of here.
In 4.
I know. It's just... something doesn't feel right.
Uh-huh.
Come on. It's gonna be fine.
You looked up save squares in background. We aren't actively doing stuff in chat, we'll miss the ads and therefore cost them money, though in my case I have Twitch Turbo, so it doesn't matter. I think it's stupid. I've always had the opinion, if you want to show up and lurk, that's totally fine by me. Like, I have zero issues with lurkers. A lot of streamers get really butthurt, I've noticed. Like, I have my L takes, don't get me wrong. I get frustrated, but I feel like I at least try to be reasonable. It's so weird to me to complain about lurking. It is done. What is done? Sick no more. My God. Ominous note, not the ominous note. Definitely has the bad feeling. Like when you go to a restaurant and you get like fish, like sushi, or like shrimp, and you have a really bad feeling when you immediately take a bite and your stomach just doesn't feel good, right? And then you spend the entire night just with, you know, that being the state of your bathroom. Never a good feeling. Isn't that oddly specific, Kip? No, I know what you're talking about. Something else, I try to leave a lurk at someone's Twitch chat to help with views. And I appreciate it. And I think a lot of people appreciate it. Just one of those things I've noticed, like, Twitch really feels like they just don't like lurkers. And it just, I don't know. Just every time it comes up, the subject of lurking, it's like, I feel like it's oddly vilified. And I understand it. You've contextualized it in a way that does make sense in terms of ad viewership. But like, oh, this is an ominous hallway.
Run!
So I was worried for this part, but I think they changed it up a little bit. Give me a minute, chat. I gotta. Wow, he is fast. I know it's because event flag's in the background. I know that once I get to there, he's supposed to be there. In the original, I think Maria took damage, if I remember correctly. So you could actually game over here. This walk cycle is hilarious, though. She's so bouncy.
There! An elevator!
Rough, wrong time to trip, my guy.
Come on, hurry!
Rough. I'm trying to think about... Awful. It feels very Dead Space, like we've talked about how the necromorph on the Ishimura scene, like they kind of just pop, so you go to the Ishimura, do the protocol, the protocol that sterilizes the room they're in with like Hammond and Chang and everyone, and then the necromorphs pop in. right? It feels very much like it's puppeteered in a way, which is fine. With lobster, yeah, I had that with a pizza. It's not good to hug the toilet bowl when you have a. I think it was the sauce. I think the sauce was just really spicy. Like, I handle spice. I don't know, something about the sauce. I think that I was hugging the toilet bowl that night. That was amazing. Well, it wasn't amazing. It felt awful. And then I went back again to that same pizza place months later, and my stomach felt kind of uneasy. I genuinely think it's the sauce. I think I just had a bad night there. I know, my conversation is completely ruining this scene. Supposed to make a mirror to, like, self-reflect. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess it's like a form of consequences, though, right? Because we just watched a Maria get ganked, right? Like, we watched her go down. So, I guess, I'm trying to word it. I think I'm trying to spin the idea of there being consequences. But I mean, like, James has been running this whole time, right? So, I sit here and I kind of just, like... So what I'm questioning right now is... Aside from... Because we know why Pyramid Head's a thing. I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't figured it out yet in chat. Because I do have a little bit of background information, right? I think we're in the... No, we're still in the Otherworld, it looks like, I think. Yeah, because there's the pit there. Why target her with what we know Pyramid Head stands for? I mean, you could argue maybe it's just a matter of, like just random chance kind of thing, right? Just opportunistic. That's some prod, right? Just trying to save me from child support, I guess. I guess that's one way. The Otherworld is very... It's the lighting. It's very not red. Reminds him what happened. If you know, you know. I guess that's fair. I guess that you bring up a good point. I think that's fair. Well, we can definitely discuss it a little more, a little later, when things are brought up. Potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right conditions, any man or woman would be driven like him to the other side. The other side perhaps may not be the best way of phrasing it. After all, no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Some say it wasn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher, or even a physician, psychiatrist. Unlike the doctor. What's the Star Trek? Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a whatever. I need to watch TNG. Again, it's been a minute. Sometimes I have to ask myself the question, is it true that to us, his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind, but to him, there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy here. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality? Hospital entrance key. Have you seen my... shows poorly drawn picture of Ada Wong? Right. Hi, Laura. Because Laura does... Yeah, it has to be open for the plot to happen. But you also can't hop through it, which would be a logical conclusion. Ooh, that noise. Ooh, I hated that. Dr. Not is something. It might be the original. I haven't actually seen the original. Doomslayer, the other one, what can go wrong, right? Man, I've been watching, dude, Critical Drinkers videos of Star Trek, the movies, the new ones, have just, like, the comparison between Old Kirk and New Kirk is just wild to me. Like, why is that locked from the inside? What? Or locked from the outside? That's wild. Or about chicken version, right? I was talking about something and then I totally forgot what I was talking about. This is fine. We finally left the hospital though after like 5 VODs. I will call that progress. The hospital takes way too much time. Fuck. Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise. Like, I liked his comparison between old Kirk and new Kirk, because, like, old Kirk, like, especially when he talks at Spock's funeral, is like, you know, he's trying to choke back, you know, he's trying to quote unquote be a man about it, right? He's you know, talking about a very serious thing, and he chokes up like just at the end, which was honestly perfect. Like, versus new Kirk, who just fuck off. Versus new Kirk, who just kind of punches everything. Oh, God. We're gonna see if this pays off for me, because I'm kind of just running. Oh, fuck off. I had a point about the Otherworld I was gonna make, but I totally got sidetracked by this. Oh, you fuck! Oh, you can go the fuck away. Why are there so many mimics? The fact that they leave streaks is actually kind of wild to me. There's not a diplomat, right? So I was going to talk about the Otherworld as well, because the Otherworld, I guess I'm a little confused on the different iterations. Because I know in Silent Hill 1, it served a very specific purpose, and it was Alessa's own manifestation, right? There's some background lore there that I'm definitely missing, and definitely not understanding the entirety of. Oh, like the one from Silent Hill 1. Gotcha. That sound is a little oppressive. Well, because I was trying to see if I could sneak my way through. But that is not the case. Fucking house on mimic. Pretty much. Like, you walk into a garage and two of the mannequins just pop up from the sides and you're like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. I ain't fucking with that. I know it's in here. You dick. So I saw something fall from the ceiling. I don't know what it was. A shtick of how it reflects with different people. I guess that's fair. And I know that there's some background understanding on, like, the Otherworld and Native American burial grounds, I guess, is a thing. I don't remember where that specifically. Mixing is a little loud. And how that interacts with it, I don't know. I don't know how that all interacts with each other. Too much arson? You're not wrong. I think they detect your line of sight. I think that's why they do that. Because, right, like, I'm looking at him, right? Stop it. So if they either, what, take damage, or you have line of sight on them for too long, they aggro, is what it looks like. Not that it's a bad thing, just pointing out how they function. Because it seems like if you try to stare at them too long, they'll take advantage of that and whack you. Doomslayer to Silent Hill. Actually, that's a good idea. I think it'd be a great idea, personally. Clicking of the Roaches, I can remember, is the movie based on the movie. I deal with the scares by shooting and stomping them. Yes, they do damage to you. That's wild. Dude, I missed. Brendan Fraser's the mummy. I didn't even see you. Oh. There's no trauma here. There's only two. This is right. Well, especially because it tailors it to every individual, right? Someone that suffers from severe depression versus someone that suffers from, like, severe rage, right? Would see completely different things, right? Like, I think that there could have been a really cool story done. And they tried to do this with Homecoming a little bit, right? They tried to tell, like, a veteran, quote-unquote, story. Although, spoilers, not getting into it, right? But, like, you could have a really cool one where, like, you know, the Otherworld, like, air siren goes off, and you start hearing, you know, like 556 and 762 just, you know, firing all around you, right? I feel there could be a really compelling story there and cover, you know, because it covers trauma, right? I feel there'd be a really cool story there. Oh, that scared me. We're slaughtering it, right? Take that syringe. Never like when I get healing items back to back. First and second movie, the third was a bit meh. Cartoon CWB. Which movie? Oh, The Mummy. Yeah, that was one of those that I think was kind of lightning in a bottle for the first one. It was very of the era, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Dude, I just love, like,
Stop! It's dangerous.
Egyptian pop culture mythos, right? Like, looking at Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And it's just like, bro, this is all just Egyptian occultism. Well, Egyptian and occultism. And I eat that shit up, dude. The fact that I dodged out of that, get out of here. Just missed that era though. I'm trying to think what was the last Egyptian themed thing that I saw. I mean, I know Moon Knight. Oh, I didn't see Moon Knight, but I know Moon Knight is technically Egyptian themed, right? Like we had what? The whole Cleopatra thing, right? Remember that? Remember that happened? And it's like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to touch that subject. Like, cause that was a whole thing. But, like, I feel we could really go for a really good, like, Egyptian mythos. I love how it just falls. Go for a really good just Egyptian mythos series right now. Like, actually just start out with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Prologue where you just set the scene with exposition for, like, 2 minutes straight. And it's just hyper campy. Thrive in Silent Hill. Dude is actually just built different. And I've loved watching going back through Battle City again. Yeah, especially when he, you know, turns into Yami Merrick. Like, wow, like, man is sadistic. And I'm sure he's worse in the sub. Because the dub, he has, like, yeah, he has certain isms, but, like, they had to tone it down. Like, they had to censor a couple things. Like the Millennium Rod's spike on the bottom of it. Will be a fun game for you to try out. Could be interesting. Trying to see if I can't sneak around. I don't think I'm sneaking around. Metroidvanias. I am playing through Hollow Knight. I'm actually really enjoying Hollow Knight. I don't know if I... Is it worth it? It's okay. It trains my headshots. I like that their faces have the covering. Because it's actually making it a little easier to magnetize where I'm looking at. Manga series before 4Kids version, they had to censor the original anime like the manga, Bandit Keith, Money from Pegasus. Pegasus turned his hand to a revolver. Revolver Chain was checking out Bandit Keith's hand. Was playing. Yeah. Yeah, the whole, even in the anime, the whole, like, pointing fingers was honestly really funny to me. Like, when the two mooks just show up to Kaiba's estate, right? And he, like, or wherever he's at, and he's talking about how he's, like, analyzing Yugi's duel with quantum mechanics, right? At least in the dub. They just aggressively point at him. Kip, come on now. 4 shots, 5 shots missed. What is happening? What are you... This isn't a bit. This is me actually flubbing it. I can't believe I missed 6 consecutive shots. That was actually embarrassing. With Resident Evil. I mean, Jill Valentine Battlesuit would honestly be, like, perfect for that. I cannot believe I wasted in half a magazine. That was actually embarrassing. I genuinely don't know why I couldn't hit. I couldn't tell you. It's okay. I got all of the missing ones back. Roach. Visible guns, right? Or when he jumps over to Pegasus in Duelist Kingdom after losing to Joey, and he just points aggressively at Pegasus. No, it is a skill issue moment. Don't get me wrong. So we are still in the Otherworld because that's a thing, but I guess it's, I also could have intuited it because it is still heavily raining. Where's the mannequin? Bug. 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 Oh shit, a roach, right? That's just poor. Your average civil engineer. How did I miss that? That was point blank. We're normal, just very dark because it's at night. I was wondering how that would work. So this is definitely a ism of the remake then. The fact that I missed that is upsetting. I think it's because the ones that spew acid are the ones covered in barbed wire. I think I'm also too stocked on items because it feels like I'm not getting as many drops right now. Box. No, it's very specifically main. I get the joke. I totally get that. I think we actually determined that it's physically main because of references to, I think it's Stephen King, right? Then differently. I think it helps accentuate what, because I didn't even, oh, it scared the fuck out of me. Because I think it helps accentuate what is and isn't the Otherworld. Because the Otherworld is usually very rust-covered, very, you know, decrepit. Hellish is the adjective that I'd use. The descriptor I'd use. But, like, this is very blue and, sure, very run down, but, like, not quite the same. So I think it helps differentiate, where you're actually at in the world. By a bunch of things, which shows that being derivative isn't necessarily a bad thing. You have to be derivative in the right ways, legally distinct, as it were. Make something new out of those inspirations. Lack of taxes, so I'd prefer to live there. I wouldn't. Oh, I hate these things. Wasted a single round on that, but that's fine. I better have hit that. Genuinely can't even tell if I'm hitting or not. Took way too many rounds. I should have gotten closer. No! Oh, you dig! Why are you there? Can't tell how many shots these guys take. Well, I'm eating some damage because I think they're going to go down in less shots than they actually go down. I'm also using more of my health drinks than I would like to. Trying to do the slow crawl through the streets to try to make sure that I'm grabbing shit. Armor Core, what is the name it called? Kojima Protocols, and yes, they're after Kojima. I fucking love that. That's perfect. I mean, after playing, even though it was the remake, even though it was Delta, after playing Metal Gear Solid 3, I get it now. I get why people like Kojima. I get why they like his work. And I think it makes me even more frustrated that Konami canned him and we're never gonna get PT. That could have been something. Although I guess we do get some like PT-inspired games, though. We have gotten some indie games that kind of take inspiration from it. Yeah, like, do I necessarily agree with Death Stranding? I've never really played it. I remember week one, the reviews weren't necessarily super stellar, and that kind of colored my opinion on it. But I guess, I mean, people still enjoy the game. I guess there's something about it that people like. And I mean, yeah, I play games like Resident Evil 5. Who am I to say what people can and can't enjoy, right? I think it's been a minute since I've actually seen... Well, because that's just imagery bolted, but I know that, like, there's doors will have, like, the slide, like, the screen door. Instead, it'll be a metal grate. I haven't seen those in a hot minute. Not in my area. Like Silent Hill for a long time. I mean, we are getting some good horror games, though. The same engine that used Atomic Heart. I always forget the name of the game, but it's coming out, right? Like, it's using the same engine as Atomic Heart, and it's a horror game. Like, Silent Hill Forte as well. I'm cautiously optimistic for that one, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm very cautiously optimistic for Silent Hill Forte, because as much as I'm like, new Silent Hill, in the back of my brain, I'm also like, what if this is a flop? What if optimization is garbage? What if it's, you know, not good, right? And so I'm a little worried for that. Radioactive, like the next, just the next area, and it renders that area uninhabitable, level radioactive. Interesting. I do like that they're called Kojima particles, though. That is pretty hype. It's not for everyone, and it's fine. And that's fine. Like, it's why, like, Hollow Knight Silksong, didn't they put out a thing that they were nerfing the game, or they're going to nerf the difficulty? And it's like, why?
Laura, please, wait!
Why are you nerfing the difficulty? Like, actually, though, right? I don't know. Like, that's one of those that I feel like the homogenization of games is kind of ruining gaming for a lot of things. Like, I'm not good at games. You watched me miss, like, 6 consecutive shots, right? I'm not good at games. I'll still play a game. I'll still play Hollow Knight Silksong when I eventually finish Hollow Knight 1. I don't like this. This area is too big. Man, I can't see dick. And a warranty, right? This area is oddly large, and that's what's worrying me. I thought that was a person. God. Eyes adjusting to that. I also liked in Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm assuming it's the same in the original as it was Delta. When you fall down underneath the Revolver Ocelot and the Pain, right? You jump down into the cave and your eyes adjust, right? I thought that was tech. Why do modern games not use that? That was wild to me. Trying to see if we can get to the next story beat.
Laura? Where did she go?
Ah, I mean, there is a save point right there. Tells me we're about to experience something fun. Because I know we still got a couple big story beats left. Yeah, I'm not reading that. He was not bold enough to be stared at from across the abyss. Is not bold enough to stare into it himself. The truth can only be learned by marching forward. Follow the map. There is a letter and a wrench. Okay. So we're gonna have to go across the lake. I thought the lake came a little later, though. But at that time, let us go ahead and save there. And then, if you're over on the gaming channel, thank you for watching.